Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the VR46 career mode. In today's episode we will be off to Mugello for Rossi's final Italian GP. Let's see, can we finish with a bang? So for the Mugello GP, now I have gone with a hard rear and I know I'm constantly saying I shouldn't, but it was the recommended and a lot of people are on them, which gives me confidence. Crutcho's gone with a soft, that can't be good. Same with Salvador or Maverick. I'm going to call him Salvadori. So I don't know what my pace is going to be like. I really hope that I can have a good race here though, because Mugello is just one of these unbelievable tracks. It's a gem, one of the ones that's known around the world. And Rossi from 2001 straight through to 2000 and maybe it was 2002. I think he crashed there in 2001 in the rain, literally in the last sector, unless that was 2000. But 2002 to 2008, he was down there. He won like 8 in a row, something silly like that. He did like the Marquez thing way before Marquez did it. And yeah, the king is home, and let's see what we can do. For this one, I am looking forward to it. I do absolutely love Mugello. I could ride down here all day, and someday I probably will. But anyway, here we are on the grid. It's imperative I get a good start. And we're going to leave it in power 3 actually. Good start is what we got. That should be enough in power 3. Touching the grass on the way down to turn 1. I don't know what position we're in. We're into P11. It's the best start we got all year, up to P10, so we've cut out a lot of the slow riders. So an absolute incredibly good start here for me. We're up already with Jack Miller, so now the hard rear might actually come into its own now that I've gotten a good start. So a lot of the riders ahead of me will have this hard rear on as well, which will be good because at least we're on equal equipment. If we're all in the same boat, I fancy that I'll come out on top. Having a look at Jack Miller into Scarperia. If we're running quite deep though, actually I do feel corner exit, I feel fine with the hard rear. It's corner entry it seems at the rear end once it kind of pivot about. 12 laps of this beautiful Mugello circuit. We're going to just take it slow early on, just sit here now. I'm not going to push. We've already done the hard work early in this race to get up to this position. We can afford just to sit back and watch this race unfold. So use a small bit of power 3 just to get a bit closer, because we are starting to fall back slightly too much. Should be ultra strong though into turn 1, and that we are. We pull right back in on the brakes, and they all run for, I would say late apex, but I was getting a late apex. They were just wide. So far so good. 1 lap down, 11 to go. Yeah, touch off there. Just scrubbed off enough speed. I don't feel like that I'm ultra quick though against these top 8. I do feel that like even though I'm riding comfortably, I'm still not able to just, I should be able to get a bit closer. So I'm going to try and start up the pace now and see can I get maybe up to the top 5. I'm just sitting, I know it's like a Moto 3 race around here as we get our first track limit warning, but I'd rather be a little bit higher up than P9, as Zarco out the front is making a bit of a break. So I'm going to look to try and get ahead of Miller in the next couple of corners. Maybe down into 1. Take a lot of time out of him into the last corner. Actually a bit too much, but should get slipstream on Oliveira. and just jump back into Miller slipstream. Just was sticking with the Ducati, pulling out of it now into turn 1, braking so much later. And we get it stopped as well. That's Miller done with. We might just turn underneath Mugello as well. Go for dive on Martin. No, not on. Oliveira fights back. We slam the door in his face. So I'm still quite alarmed by Zarco's pace up front. He seems very fast. Ooh, touch the guardrail, not what you want to do at 100 miles an hour. So might need just to pick up my pace, if I can. Start risking a bit more. Ooh, rear end already starting to move about. Love to know what tyres Zarco's on. Because he's making a brake fit quite fast. Could be another track limits warning. That is a massive moment. Just let Miguel Oliveira back alongside me. We just brake a touch later than him, but he's going out the inside possibly. I'll use a bit of power 3 down the straight to see can I get with the top guys, because I'm struggling to keep this pace up. It's hard where it isn't doing the business at the moment. 44.9 from Zarco compared to a 45.1, so I'm pretty much on his pace. So I've nothing to worry about yet, but we get it all wrong into 1. Surely going to leave the KTM. No, it's not. We completely take his nose. Alright, I'm going to have to just push now because that rear tyre is already going off. Going to have to just use the edge grip sparingly for the rest of this race. Already here on lap 4, only a third of the race in. I have to make up all my time on corner entry because I'm losing on exit. We are catching Jorge Martin. Especially after win last month in Le Mans, one of my least, not my least favourite tracks, but one of my tracks I'd say I'm amazing at, and second in Jerez. I thought after the start we got here we'd be well on for the win, but again I think it's a bad decision to go for the hard rear. I'm struggling a lot here. That's going to be another track limits warning. The pace just isn't in these tyres. And Zarco has checked out. Right. Dig deep, Dylan, dig deep. We can do this. .45.7 that lap, so I did have a massive drop off that lap. Once again, all wrong into 1, run it off track. So rear end is killing me. It's like I'm penalising myself by putting this harder on. Oh, I'm just spinning it now, so I'm going to have to spin my way out of this trouble. I'll push as hard as I can and take a good time out of him here in sector 1. But even at that, we're not gaining too much. Ooh, a bit early in, turning. The only good thing about the hard is it will absorb the heat, so I can spin it and still get consistent wear and lap time out of it. Maybe that's the key to it. Maybe I need to ride like an old Michelin 2-stroke tyre where you just span it up and you take the heat. And that's how I got grip out of it. And that's doing it. Great drive out there though. Down at Scarperia we have a look. Not yet. We are quicker though, we just need a bit of clear track now, I reckon. Get some fast lap times going. They take a nice tight line. I'm going to actually take an even tighter one if I can. Will that get me Jorge Martin? No, it will not put me in a good position now to get him in the next corner. Just touching the curb, they're not ideal. And we'll slipstream now into the last corner. And just run in a bit hotter than him. And turn it late and use up all my additional fuel down the straight. Get a great exit. I'm going to use this Suzuki ahead of me for slipstream. Which turns into the Aprilia. And that is P4. We are flying it at the moment. Typical Rossi, slow starting. Looks like he has nothing and now he's coming back into it. Next up now is our factory teammate. So, chance of catching Zarco is still on. Now it is going to be tough. But I do believe it's there for the taking. If I can basically clear 2 of these, I'll have some clear track. We're in hot in here though, so I'm going to try and make the most of it through Savelli. I'm still on the lap record pace at the moment. Well, you might have noticed as well a few laps back, so I turned my traction down to 2 on the straight, and that really has helped, allowing me to spin this rear. It looks like the rear has actually slowed down more, spun it up, which makes less sense, but that's what it feels like. Corner entry though still doesn't feel great, and we actually run it off track there. That leaves Mir back on underneath, but we're going to come underneath him. Finally get that chicane right. First time all race I've been quick through there. Now I feel like I've been leaking time. Now I'm going to try and use up this M1's fuel on the straight. Get a good run. Once again we're going to go probably lap record pace. Just about. Just a touch lower than what I can do with my ultimate pace at the moment. Takes so much time out of Quattro into 1. This time now I'm going to try and get them into 2. But again, they just go so defensive that you can't really. I'm going to square them off through here though. It's got a bit too much wheel spin. Down the inside we go. No, we don't. Turns across me. Really on edge here trying to pass these boys because they act quick. Now if my front tire is looking a little worse for wear. Just getting a bit of a skip and a jump on entry. Like now I got that all wrong. I got that all wrong. I have only 1 track limit warning away from a penalty. Isn't ideal. Great run through there, and that's Quattro done with. Just the Ducatis left now. Try and use Bagnaia as a nice slipstream into 1, but he actually doesn't get a great exit, so we're going to just go power 3 and actually no, he just about gets a better exit. Just pass him and a new fast snap in the process. Now what can we do for the first time all race? We have nice clear track. Do we have the pace? We have about 3 laps remaining. Tyres aren't amazing, but we'll do what we can. Drifting it in, 2-wheel drifting there, the bike just completely out of control. Zarco's well wide, he's off the track. Big mistake from the Frenchman. Very rare CDA, I make mistakes like that. But I've made big revelations in this race that the fact that I turned the traction control down and spun it up for most of the race, and the tyre wear has been nearly non-existent since, has given me great confidence going forward. And my pace has improved since I've started to really like Gary McCoy used to do, spinning the rear up. And we are catching Zark as well. I reckon his front tyre has gone off after that big mistake into Savelli, or Casanova, sorry. So the chance of a Rossi win at Mugello is still highly likely. Oh, we got it wrong into there though. Gonna use up the extra bit of fuel just to get rid of him. Cross line. Almost there. Almost with him. Front tyre now starting to feel very bitty. Feels like he'll bite me at any moment. By the look of Zarco's riding, his front tyre isn't much better. He's running it wide everywhere. Interesting to see now how he goes through this corner after running off last lap. Perfect this lap round. And we have a long lap penalty. That is not what we needed. We're going to have to push on and try and just make the most of this one. So now we have to absolutely push like qualifying laps. As if we weren't already. So I'm not going to take it this lap. Ideally what I'll do, if I can, I'll try and pass Zarco and take it on the last lap. Just give myself a few laps to get a bit of some breathing room if I can get rid of him. Does look like this lap we should be able to do it. Have a bit of fuel now, then I'm going to try and burn down the slipstream. It's going to be another fastest lap for me as well. Much quicker lap. So this is going to be the push lap. We're going to really have to send it this lap. Qualifying lap or bin it, I reckon here. Rear end is rotating on its own. This isn't good. Rear Michelin is protesting. Especially through these long corners, it doesn't want to behave. Thankfully it is looking okay on the tyre graph. Got first part of Arabiata 1 wrong. He's still there though, he isn't giving up. So, question is, do I just take it now and try and get it out of the way? I reckon so. Amazing long lap there, and we're just behind Zarco now. Now we have one lap to pull in 8/10. What can we do? Good run out to the last corner now. Gonna use up the slipstream best we can. Save a bit of fuel now, down into 1. We're already on the back of him, just leaving the brakes off to try and roll up to him. He's running wide. Can't tip any there. I'm going to try and cut back. His tyres look terrible too, he's sliding it everywhere. So we've wanted this move a lot of times in this race, but we've never got it. This one down into Savelli. Again, not on. We're wide though. Don't know if we can do this. Ultimate focus now for myself. Take a lot of time out of into the caddy corner. We get the chicane perfect. We have a run on him. Oh, we're gonna have to do a Lorenzo slipstream today. Oh, we've done it! Get in! Rossi wins at Mugello. What a dramatic race that is. Probably the best race I've had on this game in every category. Oh, that was simply unbelievable. Grazie Vale. Oh, what a race. I'm so happy with that one. Get in. What to do for the championship. Puts us, of course, still P2, 5 points behind our protege Francesco Bagnaia. Oh, I'm so over the moon with that. That is such a good result. Get in. That, of course, puts Petronas up into P3. Oh, that was a tough one. That was Lorenzo Marquez 2016 Mugello. I even got it tight into turn. The last turn, don't even know what the turn corner name is. I'm all fluffled after that. Oh, trying to commentate live while racing at max difficulty, that is tough. But we did it. I was just thinking halfway around the lap, just as we come into RBR1, for Valentino, we have to do it. We have to win it, and we managed it. What a result. Delighted with that. So happy. Allora. Oh, here we are now. We have Wilco Zeelenberg up getting the trophy. And young Valentino up to receive his 1 millionth trophy in this category. Zarco, that win will come. Oh, that was something else. But it looks like we found a bit of a strategy in tracks that we're going to have to run the hard tyre, spin it up. It doesn't seem to wear it up, which feels counterproductive because it feels like you're wearing the tyre more. But my goodness, what a race. I am exhausted after that. I hope you have enjoyed that one. That has been episode 6, episode 5. I don't know what episode we're on. Episode 5 this is. Phew. Oh, that was magnificent. I hope you all enjoyed that one. That was incredible. Rossi pulls off the magic once again. Catalunya up next. Another track he's been magnificent over the years. So let's see what we can do there. We'll have 2 wins on the bounce. Let's see if we can make it a hat trick. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.